I'm going to demonstrate how to measure the length of your shear. Now remember, most shears are not made in the USA. So we're talking about inches. They're talking about millimeters or centimeters. So you're going to see a variance. You won't see things exactly right on the money. But this is a 5-inch shear, and we're measuring from the tip here to the handle. Now you see it's really like 5 and maybe a 16th or maybe an 1/8. You usually won't find them right on the money, but you're measuring from here to here, not including the finger rest. Now this is a 5.5-inch shear. You see, we're measuring from here to 5.5, and this is just a tad over. And it's the entire shear. Now some shears will be different proportion. It'll be a shorter handle, shorter blade, longer handle, but this is the measurement. It's an 8-inch shear. Do you see we're measuring from this line to the 8-inch? We're not including the finger rests. Now just to make this really confusing for you, I want to show you a Fromm shear. Now this is a USA made Fromm shear, but Fromm is a German company. In Germany they measure shears differently than they do in the US and in Asian countries. You see how these shears are the exactly same length. But you notice how this screw is on the opposite side. That's very common in a lot of the German company scissors. It's very common in dog grooming scissors. Now I'm going to put this over here, and you would think, oh, this is an 8-inch shear. Not so. They call it an 8.5. And German companies, they include the finger rest if it's a fixed finger rest. Now if this was a finger rest like this shear come unscrewed, it would be called an 8-inch shear. Same length shear. If it has a finger rest, it's called an 8.5. So if you're ordering a scissor that's from a German made or a German company, you need to know whether it's a fixed finger rest or a removable finger rest, and because that will affect what length you want to order. So once again, to repeat that, if I wanted an 8-inch shear, I would need to order an 8.5-inch shear if I wanted one with a fixed finger rest. If I wanted 8-inch shear and it had a removable finger rest, I would order 8 inches, but it would be the exact same length. The wrong length because of this. While we're on the subject, I want to show one more thing about how to measure your shear. Make it easier for them to cut. They're not going to cut their knuckles or fingers as much. And the way you measure it, you'd put your thumb hole here in the fleshy part of your hand, and the tip of the shear should come in that middle digit right here, of your traffic finger. So this would be the right length for my hand. If I put the 5-inch shear here, this would be a little short for me, and what would happen if I cut with this shear, I might cut my knuckle with it because it would be a little bit of a shorter shear. I'm not going to hit right in here in the right positioning. So that's how you measure the shears for your hand, and that's how you measure the shear